Hello my friends, I'm Rick and this is your seat at the table. I got little Missy sitting over here in the corner. She's sitting there staring at me looking like she's half asleep. She's being such a good kitty. Yes she is. She's not having a fit in that little thing at all. You know, I kind of feel bad for her sometimes when we don't leave her in there very long, where she's only in there while I'm sitting in here, because otherwise she would literally be in my face climbing all over the table. And we have taken to letting her out into the rest of the house more and more. She was out last evening and actually was sitting up on laying on the wife's chair over by the window for a couple hours last night, which is a huge improvement. She's still having some hissing concerns with the other cats, depending on which ones they are. Some of them are less, you know, they're less interested in her, and others that are just, you know, it's an aggression thing. They want to dominate their neighbor. This is my room. This is where we're going to do things, etc. So anyhow, we're looking at the field manual for the Crusader Clans. Now, I had said for a number of years that when the clans first came out, they focused heavily on a very small segment. You know, Clan Wolf, Jade Falcon, Smoke Jaguars. For the large share of the clans, they're just mentioning as backstops. They're just mentioning as fluff. They're just there to give much more power and muscle to the clan, the handful of clans that the writers and game staff were focused on, which is understandable. And so what we all wanted was more information. We wanted more material. And the truth is, they could have a source book for every damn clan if they really wanted to. The richness of the game system can support it. But they, you know, whether or not the financial side, whether they recoup enough money on doing that, I don't know. Because what they did is the in-between. So we get basically an omnibus of various clans. So in this case, we're including all of the Crusader clans, and I believe I have another one of these for the Warden clans as well. And we go through it. If you can get your hands on these books, these are awesome books. There is so much information in here, and gives us some really deep, or not deep, some unique views and insights into some of these other clans that we see so little of. And I found it kind of sad that in some ways, toward the end there, the Wars of Reaving and that era of stuff was just kind of a half-assed thought out. I think that there was, my understanding was that there was actually a whole nother arc that had been planned and was being implemented by the Fan Pro WizKid people. And then when the franchise got soured and they had to, and then CGL took over, then that arc just up and shut down. Obviously, the game design people at CGL had their own views and their own visions of how things were going to proceed, and they did so. And so in that case, we've seen a lot of these clans, these I call them secondary clans, but these lesser clans get obliterated or absorbed by a handful of others. And even back at the house and the you know, the home clans doing the same damn thing. It's just, to me, was a bad choice from the game perspective of running the bigger picture. But what, you know, it's not my call. It's hard. It's easy to say that now, and we look back, hindsight, and all that other wonderful stuff. So we get some good information on Clan Blood Spirit, and this is, of all the clans, if I really wanted to play a bad guy clan, this would be the clan. For me, I have always thought that the potential for Clan Blood Spirit is underutilized from the internal working side of things. With a clan that's so literally obsessed with the literal meaning and word of Kerensky, of Nicholas Kerensky, and his teachings, this would be, in my mind, the Uber police for the clans as a whole. You know, if there was supposed to, you know, there should be a clan whose sole job is to police the other clans, it ought to be this clan, and it ought to be run that way, in my opinion, with all the positives and negatives that can come with that. So, right, Clan Fire Mandrill, this one's a hot mess. This clan's always been a hot mess, and I expect that's why it disintegrated at the end of the day. I mean, it was just this loose collection of I don't know, people that were forced to work together out of, you know, if we got to band together or get destroyed individually kind of thing. I mean, it's just whack job how this clan even functions, and considering just how much of it is so asthma to the rest of how the clans are supposed to operate, you would think this would be like I said, if there was a mortal foe for clan Blood Spirit, it ought to be the Mandrill, the Fire Mandrills. But you know, what do I know? You know, I'm just saying. Once again, there's one of those, so much possibility there that, yeah, I'd love to talk to the guy that come up with, you know, because when somebody sits down and says, turns to you and said, look, we want to do this kind of source book, and we want this kind of filler, you write it. Well, sure. What do I write about? Well, it's going to be this clan. You know, we're going to have like 16 of these damn clans. We're only going to have 3 or 4 that actually matters, but we're going to have a bunch of others there because, you know, it makes them look more tougher and Billy Bad if there's a lot more of them. And so we need to fill in some of those. So here's the basic parameters of how the clans are supposed to be viewed and how they're supposed to function. Yeah, and then your goal as the writer is to try to meet them goals and them needs while still putting a unique twist on it. And so many writers are incapable of that. That's one of the reasons you get some of those repetitive books that just come out over and over again, that they're so bland, in part because the writers are just they're in the McDonald's stage. We're just mass producing stuff, and it's just another day at the job, you know, another day at the grind. You know, there's no value to them. No, there's no there's no experimentation, there's no innovation, crap, you know. Clan Hell's Horses. One of the most minor house clans, or home clan, or clans at all, yet has gotten some great traction, some great mileage over the years. I mean, it really is. They're the clan that they're the clan wannabes. They want to be Clan Wolf. They want to be Clan Smoke Jaguar. They just can't quite ever they can't ever quite catch up. Right? So, all a great clan, and don't think I've ever had an opportunity to run a campaign in or around Hell's Horses, which, you know, is what it is. Clan Ice Hellion, another one of these minor 2-bit clans that has some neat niche advantages, but for the lion's share, they're just grossly outgunned by the bigger clans. And if it wasn't for the fact that there were lots of smaller clans, and they have a tendency to work deals together to protect each other, or at least to intervene in other people's issues, and then there's the grander clan scheme of things, yeah, some of these would have been gone a long time ago. I've always had an issue with the Ice Hellions a little bit. I mean, I've never kind of got into them a little. They're once again, they're definitely a niche group. It just is what it is. I mean, I don't have a dislike for them either. It's just, I don't know, never quite tripped anything on me. Clan Jade Falcon, which we all love and hate and know extremely well. It's ironically, if you know, there's a whole group of people out there who will go, and well, it's the most important, most well-known, most established clan in the clans, and they all go Clan Wolf. The truth is, it's the Jade Falcons. If you really look pound for pound, dollar for dollar, page for page, we have the most in-depth understanding of how the clans work and function as a society, as their scientist case, as their merchant case. All this in part because we follow the stories set in the Jade Falcon camp, and so we have a half dozen books for sure that give us great depth, and we follow one young group of mech warrior, clan mech warriors, from damn near from birth to their conclusion over a series of 4 or 5 novels, and just the level of depth and detail there in its simplicity, which is ironic too, because if you read those stories, what you get to know about the clan life is very sterile. It's very generic in many ways, and that's by design. And there's a reason why we don't focus on a whole lot of stuff like the worker case, because they're chattel. At the end of the day, that's what the clans see them as, and they themselves see themselves as. We're just here to keep the machine going and keep the warriors fighting, kind of crap, and live, you know, worry about my immediate. It's like most poor people. You know, clan working class are so worried about survival and just existing and having some sort of life, you know, that they're resigned to the fact that this just is the way it works. and you know, give them an open window as to how things could work. And oh my God, and it's just, you know, I don't want to get off on a political rant. I've still got some, I got some videos I want to do a little bit here for my other channel. You know, anyway, be me ranting over there. Clan Star Adder. Later on, if my understanding, the Star Adders basically become the dominant clan, home clan, after absorbing 2 or 3 of the other clans, or pretty much absorbing them, which is ironic because I never cared for the Star Adders, and I always thought that they were a bit pompous and a bit of a paper tiger. Story-wise, there wasn't a whole lot going on with them, so to see the changes that were made, I think some of that stuff is just like a whim. Well, we need to do a bunch of stuff. We're going to have a time skip. Let's go. We're going to skip 30 years, 50 years in the future, or whatever. And what would change? Bang, 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 bang. You know, not a lot of thought and planning to it. They just do it. It is kind of the nature of some shit. You know. All right, we got some nice artwork and stuff. How colorful these clanners are. If you look at the artwork, this Neil's 90s freaking punk rock kind of color shit going on here. I mean, geez, really? You know, some of them, this is like one of the more normal ones as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, just saying. All right. Clan Star, and then we get Clan Wolf, of course, and we all know and love and hate Clan Wolf, blah blah blah. And we get some, you know, some glossary stuff, and then there's you know, some rule appendixes and add-ons and options, and I think we get is there a mech or something back here too somewhere? Oh no, section on battle armor, and it's just basically reprinting the same battle armor that's cropped up in 2 or 3 other books. Anyway. That's the Crusader Clan Field Manual. If you can get a copy of these things, they're good books. I'm not saying that. I'll never sit there and say that they're not good books. Anyway, from Missy and I, from a snowy Iowa late November day, till next week, or till next time, have yourself a great weekend. So we'll do a test to make sure that our sound is working. Is our sound working? It's our sound working. Yeah, it's working. And we got a new kitty over here, little Missy, or Missy.